Don't expect school to feel like normal when classes eventually reopen in the fall. New documents from the state education department suggest the state is considering 7 different options for reopening. Examples range from resuming in-person classes as normal to developing a new model of totally remote learning. The other scenarios are a mix of both. One has kids coming to school in person part-time while continuing at-home learning at the same time. No decisions have been made yet, and the state superintendent's office tells us it plans to release recommendations to school districts early next month. But King 5's Kira Alfalin found that families in cities across the region like Tacoma struggling with that e-learning. Kira, what's going on?
Yeah, good morning, Jake. Well, since the state is anticipating that school in the fall is going to be more different than it ever has for the start of a school year, a Tacoma Public School spokesperson is saying that the state really just needs to address the equity, the digital equity gap that communities, especially like Tacoma, are really being hit hard with right now. So Tacoma Public Schools plans to continue with remote learning through summer school programs, but a district spokesperson says the school district has experienced hits and misses with virtual learning. He says they still haven't been able to reach about 20% of students in the school district.
Some of the families had felt like they had just given up, that they didn't have the tools at home, that they could engage effectively with the school district, where many of our families are just wondering where their next meal is going to come from because they've lost their jobs. And so the last thing on their minds is learning at this point.
A committee put together by the state superintendent of public instruction is expected to come out with guidance for schools across the state by mid-June. This could determine what school will be like in the fall. But since some virtual learning will most likely still be involved, Tacoma Public Schools staff are saying the state needs to figure out how to help high poverty school districts if they want to make this work. Now, Tacoma Public Schools is also saying that they hope to have some limited in-person classes this summer with safe social distancing if that is allowed by the state. It's also important to note that the last day of school has actually been extended 3 days from June 16th to June 19th, and that is so they can comply with state requirements when it comes to instructional hours. I'm live here in Tacoma, Kira Alfalin, King 5 News.
Thanks, Kira. 3 more counties can now apply to move into phase 2 of the governor's plan to reopen. Pacific, Grant, and Cowlitz counties got the go-ahead from the governor's office last night. That means 25 counties are either in the second phase of reopening or are on their way. Many communities are frustrated with this phased reopening. The mayors of Sumner and Bonney Lake in Pierce County sent a joint letter to the governor asking him to let businesses in their smaller cities reopen.
I've got a lot of feedback on that letter that a lot of folks are just happy that cities are fighting for their local economy, because these are a lot of mom and pop stores, a lot of families.
Neil Johnson and Bill Pugh say a one-size-fits-all approach to counties doesn't work. The letter urges the governor to allow business owners to reopen when they feel it's safe. We reached out to the governor about this letter. A spokesperson told us at this time we are considering county variances only. We will respond to them directly with more information on why we think this is important to protect public health.
Well, cities are being forced to make some tough budget decisions right now. In Everett, 160 employees have now either lost their jobs or have been furloughed. Mayor Cassie Franklin says in most cities, revenue comes from sales, business, and occupation taxes. Because most shops and restaurants are closed, her city is projecting a $14 million budget shortfall.
Into this, we were facing a structural deficit for 2021 anyway, so we knew very difficult decisions were ahead, but this crisis brought those difficult decisions to the immediate term.
The union representing 400 Everett city workers wrote an open letter to Mayor Franklin saying the city should have done more to prevent layoffs. The mayor said they had no choice. Snohomish County has a new small business relief, recovery, and resiliency grant program. The county anticipates awarding eligible small businesses with several cash grants starting at $5,000 and a top cash grant of up to $25,000. Small businesses can go to workforcesnohomish.org/snowcogrant to apply. The deadline is June 3rd. These grants are being made as possible using federal and state grants that have been already gifted to Snohomish County.
Gym owners are fighting to reopen their facilities. They rallied on the steps of the Washington Supreme Court yesterday. They're suing the state, claiming the governor doesn't have the constitutional authority to order businesses to shut down. Mike Jellison reopened his gym, PA Fitness, in Arlington last week. A few days later, the state told him to shut it down or he would be sued and fined for violating the stay-at-home order.
Mr. Inslee doesn't understand. If you poke the bear, sooner or later you're going to get bit.
Under the governor's reopening plan, gyms would be allowed to come back at 50% capacity in phase 3. That could go into effect sometime this summer. One gym owner who's part of the lawsuit says he'll be out of business by then.
Everything is going to be so different when I get back to work. No hugging, no high-fiving.
Dr. Rama Askuyan's heartbreaking Instagram post caught the eye of a lot of people in her hometown of Woodinville after learning her pediatric dentist office would be forced to close because of coronavirus. But now this week, Dr. Rama, as she's affectionately called, gets to reopen under the new guidelines laid out by the governor. Washington is one of 40 states allowing dentists' offices to reopen, and for Dr. Rama, it's all about reconnecting with patients.
You lost a couple teeth since I saw you last.
So many mixed emotions, right? Because we've been off for 8 weeks. It's been really hard, but I'm so happy to be back to see all these beautiful smiles.
It's like our first big outing. My daughter was actually so excited last night. She told me she couldn't sleep.
Despite all this gear that we have on, I'm looking like astronauts. You can kick high five, elbow high five, 2 thumbs up. We've had lots of changes. We try not to have people sit in our waiting room, but if they do, everything's set 6 feet apart. We have hand sanitizers and tissue. In the last 8 weeks, I've slept very little, waking up every morning asking myself, was that a dream or is this really happening? Hola, Jasmine, ¿cómo está, mi amor? There's so much emotional connection and hugs and high fives, and I feel like some of that has been taken away because of social distancing. Even though life isn't going to be normal like it was, pre-COVID, post-COVID, I think there's lots of wonderful things that have been placed to help us move forward in helping our community. Good job, Sunshine. They look amazing.
Now, she's also following guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Dental Hygienists Association. But a recent survey suggests patient volumes are expected to plummet for doctors for quite some time. And maybe that same survey found some 70% of patients aren't ready to get back in the dentist chair quite yet. So for Dr. Rama, mixed emotions. She's excited to get back open and reconnected. It's just fun to see her with the kids, honestly. It's just a fun, emotional moment to see all the smiles.
Well, you can tell this is her passion, and she's so happy to be back at work helping her patients. Thanks, Jake. A Seattle brewery is asking customers for guidance for reopening. Reuben's Brews in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood is asking about customers' primary concerns such as social distancing requirements and PPE usage. They also want to know what customers miss most and what they could live without. Counter service, communal tables, bar seating, for example. Breweries are included in the next phase of reopening, which could happen as early as June 1st.